Hello everybody and welcome to Parks Bros. We have something that we have not done in a while, and it's Drew here, and this is a Galaxy's Edge construction update as well as a new parking structure update at the Disneyland Resort. So moving on to the parking structure first, you can see that this canopy is almost finished around this pathway section that is kind of in between levels. So there are three different levels of this kind of outlook area of the parking structure, which you can get to from other escalators. And they are kind of just there for possibly viewing of the parks at a distance, or maybe they'll put up some carts for merchandise or something along those lines. But I really don't know the purpose of those turnaround sections besides the fact that they look nice. So I don't know, it doesn't really seem too practical to me. But you do have escalators that will come down from certain levels and pathways from other certain levels, so you can meet up and then take the main three escalators down, just like in the original Mickey and Friends parking structure. There are three different main escalators that you can take down to ground level, and then of course some other escalators to get in between just one level difference. So you can even see on the sides that they have more like planter box placement set up. So it definitely looks like there are going to be planters all along the outside of this section of the parking garage. Just like on the Mickey and Friends, we were expecting possibly a scrim of some sort on this parking structure, but it doesn't look to be that way. But then again, we won't really know until something actually gets placed on the side of the building, but I'm guessing planters. The paint has still not gone on the stairways themselves. Kind of those emergency exits if needed. And here's just kind of an overlook of the structure itself, as well as the escalators. The escalators look to almost be finished as well. They have the entire unit filled out. I just don't think they will be testing those, at least for a little bit of time, just because they are still working on the awnings above to protect the escalators from weather, as well as just other potential things that could cause damage to the escalators themselves. But it's looking really nice, and I can't wait to see the parking structure actually finished up because it's definitely looking to be very close to being done, and that makes me more excited for it. But now let's move on to Galaxy's Edge, where we saw something that I was not expecting to be able to see from the parking structure itself. Here is Rise of the Resistance, the ride that will not be opening up on opening day, which is May 29th. Of this year, and that's kind of sad, but I've heard they've had some issues with the ride system itself, specifically with the drop track part of the ride, because there will supposedly be a drop section for the trackless vehicles, and it's causing some issues supposedly. But right here is near where the entrance of the ride will be, where the rockwork is, kind of almost at the exit too. The exit will be a little bit to the left, but you can see these kind of peaks sticking out in the background almost. And you can see possibly something very small and kind of looks like an X-Wing. That's right, you can actually see one of the blue Resistance X-Wings from the parking structure. So it made me incredibly happy to see this in person. It made me twice as excited as I already was just to see an X-Wing in person, even if it was just through all these trees where the extended queue for Rise of the Resistance is. It just made me incredibly happy as a Star Wars fan and super excited as a theme park fan. So if you really want to check it out, you got to go to the corner of either Donald's level, which is level 5, or Minnie's level, which is level 6, to check out where this Resistance X-Wing is. And right to the right of it, you can possibly see a little glimpse of the turret structure that will be the entrance for Rise of the Resistance, but it was really hard to get a clear shot of it, but you could see it kind of reflecting some sunlight. So it definitely has some shiny metal up top, which would make it easier to reflect. And here's just a look of the extended queue slash the regular queue for Rise of the Resistance in this concrete walled off area. It kind of reminds me of the extended queue for Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey, where it's just kind of trees and has some interesting little bits of theming, but is mostly just a winding course in kind of a half-filled forest. So it's really, really awesome to see all of this going down though, and I have to say thank you so much for watching, but of course, as always, we'll see you on the next ride.